as we're taking a look at some athletes in the area having some fun here at the Superdome in Nepean, Ben Franklin Park, and we're talking about concussions today. There's the tweet. You can join the conversation by asking questions, by joining the conversation online at CTV Morning Live, hashtag CTV Brain. Heather Wing, Pro Physio, physiotherapist, but more than that, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know that you're excited about the fact that we're talking about this because there is a perception, and I think it's probably accurate, that there's not a lot known about concussions.
No.
Or the treatment of them in Ottawa.
Correct.
Okay. Can we talk about the Concussion Task Force?
Okay, so the Concussion Task Force is Pro Physio, seeing this big epidemic going on with young adults, even adults in sport, and brain injuries.
Okay.
And basically, we want to take this education that we have and be able to go into the schools and educate not only the players, but the students as well, their friends, the coaches, the teachers, the parents, about not only the signs and symptoms of concussion, but what could happen if you don't actually treat it properly.
It seems to me that you need a comprehensive treatment plan in order to handle this, and you've got some people, pretty important people in place.
Correct. So I'm myself, as well as another therapist in the East End, Rob Crispo, we treat concussions. We're actually, as Pro Physio, looking to train all of our staff, all 80 physiotherapists, to be able to do this so that everybody in the city can have someone to go to get treatment. We work very closely with a couple of sports medicine doctors, a few actually, Dr. Maureen Grace, Dr. Mark Aubrey, Dr. Louise Walker. We also are working with a neuropsychologist, Dr. Mandela.
Wow.
So it's very important that we work and collaborate with them in order to get the proper treatment.
Let's say I go to the doctor, I've suffered a concussion, not necessarily through sport, through something that's happened to me. I go to the doctor and the doctor says you have a concussion. I feel like some people just feel like, okay, I guess I'll just cool it for a little bit. You do need to move forward to recover. Correct.
So typically, 2 to 3 weeks, most people do recover. In the States, there's 2% of the population that suffers from something called post-concussion syndrome. And when that happens, it's important that these individuals, whether it be a young athlete, an older athlete, or anybody suffering from a concussion, get the right person who understands, so a physician that understands concussions, not just someone that, it's important that we know that there's help out there. So these physicians work knowing that concussions are severe and very important to get the rest they need.
I want to talk about specifically what you work with. You were mentioning just before we got on the air about brain stem and the nerves that run from that. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so you have your brain, and then from your brain comes your brain stem.
Right.
And emerging from your brain stem, you have 12 cranial nerves. And 6 of those 12 cranial nerves are solely for vision. So what I do is myself and Rob, so what we are planning to do as a whole entire unit of Pro Physio is to be able to treat these concussions properly. In the course that I took, these people teaching us were telling us that the vestibular system and the vision system are the two kind of brushed off systems that never get treated properly. Not a lot of people know about them. So these 6 of 12 cranial nerves are very important. They come from the brain, and they make your eye work. Okay,
so this is why people cannot concentrate, cannot watch TV, cannot do things, drive.
Exactly, and that's why it's extremely important to get the rest.
Okay.
Like I was saying, in those 2 weeks, it's very important to avoid the things that all these doctors are talking about, the TV, the cell phone, the reading, the writing, because you need to rest your brain.
We are right out of time, surprisingly, already, but it's important to mention that you work in conjunction with physicians.
Correct. Yes, so we work in collaboration. I work with them, so I get back to them about how the treatment's going, and these physicians are able to reintegrate them back into life, school, and sports.
There you have it. Thank you, Heather, very much for this. Learning so much today on our concussion special on CTV Morning Live as we take a look at some athletes as they are getting ready, hopefully not just prepared physically, but also educated on keeping safe in sports. We're back in a moment.